Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Shaw's coverage of high school sports. Tonight, it's a basketball doubleheader featuring the Daniel McIntyre Maroons and the Sisler Spartans. Hello again, everybody. I'm Sean Coates, and joining me as always is Missy Purchase. Missy, you've got a doubleheader between varsity and junior varsity boys, but the varsity boys lead us off. It's Daniel Mac and Sisler.
Right, we've got two teams that are pretty evenly matched, both within the top 12 in the provincial rankings. So this is going to be a very important game as far as their league play and a change in the provincial ranking.
Okay, the fans are here. We've got a band tonight, all kinds of things happening. Make sure you stick around and catch all the action here after this short break on Shaw. And let's have the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. From Sisler. This is the first part of our doubleheader. The varsity boys spark us up here tonight. Don't forget the junior varsity boys will follow after this. The Sisler Spartans, second place in the Fort Garry Invitational Tournament this year. And the Daniel McIntyre Maroons, DMCI, Provincial Final Four visitors last year. They want to go further. Sisler wants to get there. We got a big game. We're ready to rack the halves.
Well, Sean, it appears that you're getting as excited as the people in the crowd here tonight. It's certainly full in here, and we've also got the band that's playing, so it's nice to see that kind of school spirit. And
hopefully you'll wake up and join us. We're ready to freak out here at Sisler. Nordy with the ball. Goes down low. Easy, quick basket for number 22, Tyler Stakowitz.
Well, at 6'5", I think we're going to see him under the basket quite often.
Coming right back is Daniel Mac with the ball. Sarifa, one of the fastest players in the province, kicks it back out to Sarifa. Sarifa with the ball to Manny Skeed. Manny, 10-foot J, it falls. We're tied at deuce. Mark David coming back down the court. Floor general of the Spartans, directing traffic already. Daniel looking like it's in a 2-3 zone. Ball skipped across the zone. Nordy, three-point territory. Drives the base. Bernard Cancam, the big man, getting it done. 4-2 Sisler.
Well, I found a weakness in that zone there, and he drove right to the hoop, so that was a good play going along the baseline and right to the basket.
We have a drive underneath. Shot falls, but it will not count. There's a foul underneath. This goes against Mark David. That will be his first team foul, number 1 of the half against Sisler. Maroons inbound on the base. Skeed slaps the ball, kicks it into Sarifa. Ball's kicked right back out to Skeed, who's up top now. He drives. Nice fake move, goes up. He's called for the walk. Sisler gets the ball.
Again, he made a good move there, but unfortunately just forgot to put down that ball quick enough, so he's called on the travel ball.
Mark David again directing traffic, kicks it across to Carl Lewis, gets the ball into Nordy. Nordy looking for Stakowitz. High jumper from 4 feet, it falls. 6-2 the score for the Spartans. Back come the Maroons. Ball stolen by David, and then in turn stolen back by Chris Sarifa, but there's a foul called. And this will be called, I believe, against Mark David. If that is his, no, it's going the other way. Correct me.
Yeah, it was called on Chris Scarifa. He was just reaching in when we saw the Sisler team try and steal that ball and try dribbling away from that, but he just reached in and got called on the foul.
One foul each way. David, bounce pass, Stakowicz, corner, guarded closely by Skeed. Manny plays great offensively and defensively. Look for that all night. Cam, he finger rolls it from the baseline. It falls 8-2 Spartans. Chris Sarifa comes in, he goes up, shot just off the rim, rebounded strongly by Lewis. David tries to fast break. Sarifa with a block. David, nice return, gets it to Lewis again. Lewis just inside the three-point line, it goes long. Cam looking for Nordy, goes off the hands of a Daniel Mack player and out of bounds. Sisler to inbound. We've played just over 2 minutes here in the first quarter.
Certainly a quick pace to this game. We're seeing both of these teams really hustle on the court.
Ball's inbounded to Lewis. Lewis goes up strong, puts it off the side of the backboard. Ball's on the deck. Who's got it? Skeed does. Gets it across to his teammate Solomon Sarifa. Skeed, three-point territory. He goes up. It doesn't fall for him. Ball's on the ground. Nordy comes up with it. Ernest Nordy, basketball athlete, track star. His sister's playing in the States competing, I should say, in the States at the university level. You see an easy basket there on the give and go. 10-2 Sisler. Daniel trying to find its mark here early in the first, and they'll take a quick timeout. Ian Hope and Rob Dirksen going to talk to the troops here. And as we always do, we'll try and listen in to one of the huddles.
Listen, we only have a minute.
Water, how about the way you're playing? That guy, why do you think he can get layups? That guy doesn't want to shoot it. Make him be a shooter. If he hits it, we'll deal with that after. You're running at him, okay? Which means you're working hard. You got to use your head too.
Don't let them take you to the rack. They're not looking for a jump shot.
And he always goes baseline, okay? Make him shoot it first. Secondly, jump to the ball. 2 front cuts in a row.
Right. Lead cutters.
Like this and an inbound.
Lead.
Whoa, that guy started at the high post and he just ran.
We're just talking about cutters, not that play. We're talking about cutters. Lead that cutter, Solomon, right? So what happened when you run behind a cutter, right? You've got to lead the cutter, okay? Get a hand in the lane, right? Force them to take the jump shot, close out, box out, and we're running the other way. Hey, don't let them take us to the rack.
You're working hard, but let it happen now.
Let it happen. They're playing man, so use motion. Regular motion offense. They're playing man, all right? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Represent!
Get a look at some of the great fans in attendance here at the Sisler Gymnasium. You heard the band in the background, and now you see them in the background there on the stage. As we return to play, Daniel Mack has the ball. Number 10, Chris Sarifa with the rock. Kicks it across. Solomon Sarifa with the ball, looking down low. Ball's intercepted, and back comes Cam. Cam, this guy's a playa. Watch him all night. Nordy, ball goes off the foot. Sisler will maintain possession. 6:40 to go in the first.
Just an observation, it looks like Daniel Mack certainly has its work cut out for them. They seem to be outsized quite a bit by the Sisler Spartans. And Ryan Capina, number 34, has Tyler Stakowicz covering him, so he certainly has a challenge ahead of him.
Nice pass over top of the basket to Stakowicz, who puts it away. 12-2, 10-point lead for Sisler. They're having a great start here in the first. Daniel Mack having trouble, and as you can see in this case, an unforced error leads to a turnover.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to pass that to Ryan Capina, but obviously a little miscommunication. He wasn't really sure, and the ball went out of bounds, so it was another turnover.
Russell Jacques in the game now at the guard position in place of Mark David. There's Jacques. Dumps it down low to Cam. Fakes it. Drives, goes up on Skeed. It falls. 12-point lead Spartans.
That was a very nice play, trying to shake off the defense there. A lot of times you don't see players do that. They make one move and drive to the hoop. He's really trying to give them the shake and get open.
Skeed with a little shake and bake of his own. Rebound by Capina goes up, doesn't fall for him. Sisler. It's Bernard Cam with the ball. Gets it over to his teammate Jacques. Stakowicz finds something in his hands. It's the ball. He kicks it across to Cam. Baseline drive. Carl Lewis, the world's greatest Olympic athlete, goes up strong. He gets blocked. Foul on the play.
Guess he gave up track and field.
Well, you know, after all those millions of dollars, what else is there to do but,
Exactly.
but conquer at the Manitoba level? And Carl Lewis will go to the line. 2 team fouls now against Daniel. There you see Lewis. Misses the first. Misses the second, but Cam's there with the board. He goes up top. It doesn't fall. Who's got the board? It's Sarife. He starts the break. Solomon Sarife with the ball to Chris Sarife. Sarife goes up from the junction. He's fouled. And that foul will go against Russell Jacques, I believe. Yes, his second of the game. Daniel Mack inbound on the baseline. Skeed gets it in. There's the wide open shot. Doesn't go. Skeed with a board. Skeed, an all-around player. You can see him rebound, plays great offense and some good defense. And right there we see some good offense from Ryan Capina.
Daniel Mack's doing a really good job of passing the ball around, and they are taking some really good shots from the outside perimeter. So at least they're getting set up. They're not doing a rush shot.
Skeed with a steal, goes behind his back, collides with his own player, but comes up with the ball anyways. Kicks it back out to McMillan. Skeed from 3. No, doesn't fall. Jacques with the board.
Again, that's another good shot, so they got to continue to do that. Hopefully, it eventually starts falling in the hoop.
Little juke move in the paint for Mario Olace, who's in the ball game. And he doesn't waste any time. He takes it right to the rack and sticks it. 12-point lead, Spartans. Chris Sarife goes up with a drive. One-hander doesn't fall. Cam gets the ball. Cam setting things up. Goes to Stakowicz in the corner. To Jacques. Russell moves the ball. It's almost stolen, but there's a foul committed. This will go against Chris Sarife. That'll be team foul number 3 of the half against the Maroons. There you see Chris on your screen. We have a substitution returning to play now for Sisler, number 3, Mark David. So we see Coach Scott Martin talking to Russell Jacques about the offense, trying to get things straightened out.
Scott Martin's been coaching for a number of years. I believe he started his career at Tech Bach when he was coaching basketball, and he's now been 10 years coaching the game.
Part of the provincial championship team in '90 with players like Kevin Chief playing for him.
As a matter of fact, we just watched Kevin Chief over the weekend playing for the University of Winnipeg, and they went on to defeat the Brandon Bobcat.
Yes, huge win over Brandon, the arch rivals, those dreaded arch enemies, coached by Jerry Hemmings. So we return to action here. Capina up and down, count it. Once again, Sisler with a 10-point lead. Mark David directing traffic. Nordy. Across to Olace. Olace drives. Kicks to David. Nice movement of the ball. They get into Cam. He's doubled, but he goes up strong and he hits it. 12-point lead one more time for Sisler.
And Sisler doing an outstanding job of passing that ball around, waiting for the person to be open, and they're capitalizing on it every single time. But when you've got a lot of big players inside, and they've got a height advantage, it's pretty easy to get inside and shoot.
Nice move by Chris Sarife, creating an opportunity for himself after he picked up his dribble. Guard penetration in the paint leads to 2. 18-8's the score. Ball goes into Nordy, kicks across Stakowicz, wide open from 6. He drains it. Now it seems like the teams have settled down and they're getting into a good flow here. Just 2:55 remaining in the first. Sarife working the base against Nordy, but Nordy's playing some good D on him. Jimmy Gonzalez with the ball, kicks it out to McMillan. Looking inside, Capina with it. He goes around. Nice underhand off the glass for 2.
That was a very smart play by Ryan Capina. Had he played that one or taken the shot with his right hand, that would have been stuffed, but he played that one on the left side with his left hand.
Solomon Safei with a pass to set him up. Olace to Nordy. Cam. He drives, and again he's got it. It doesn't fall, and he's fouled in the process. Cam will go to the line. His team up by 10. It's 20-10 here. 2:20 to go in the first. Sisler making wholesale substitutions. 3 players coming in. Cam at the line.
One thing I'm impressed with so far, Sean, is even though Sisler seems to be dominating a little bit, and a lot of it is, I think, because of the size difference, I like the attitude that Daniel Mack is playing with. They're putting out a lot of effort, and it doesn't look like they're scared. They're out there playing hard, and that's what you'd like to see from your athletes.
Not flustered by being down 10 and 12 at different points. They're now down by 11. It's 21-10 as Can-Cam goes 1 for 2 from the line. Sarifa working against Russell Jacques. Safei with the ball, back to Sarifa. Ball goes to Safei. He drives on Can-Cam. Ball goes off a hand and out of bounds. It looks like Daniel Mack will maintain possession. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first.
That's right, that went off Bernard Can-Cam.
Gonzalez pass across to McMillan. Tries to go low, and it's taken by Lewis. Lewis trying to find a lane. Ball slapped out of bounds. Sisler will maintain possession.
Kligu went up for the shot and it was touched, so he got a little flustered there and threw the ball away. Resulted in a turnover, but good hustle coming back and not allowing the easy layup.
Grade 11 player Rob Ramnouth in the ball game now, replacing Bernard Can-Cam. Ball goes underneath Lewis. Off the window, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Gonzalez. Kicks out to McMillan. McMillan's going to settle some things down. Gives it to Sarifa. Works off the screen. Set from shot will go short. And it's taken by Olace. Jacques. Jacques going coast to coast. He tries to go up, but he's fouled. And this foul will go against Chris Sarifa, I believe. And this is at least his second, if not his third.
And he's certainly playing aggressively, but he's got to also play with some control because they're going to need him in the game here. He's doing a really good job of controlling the ball and starting off their offense, so they can't afford to lose him in this game.
Number 22, Randy Kunaraj, into the ball game. So we get a look at Chris on the bench. Ian Hope, there's the coach, Ian Hope wearing green there, talking to his player. Meanwhile, at the line, Russell Jacques with the ball. Hits the first. 12-point lead, 22-10 for Sisler. Into the game now, Luc Gasson for Sisler. Jacques gets them both, 13-point lead. Sisler. Kunaraj with the ball. Kicks it across. That's Villalba.
That was a really high jump shot.
Villalba with the J cuts the lead to 11. Jacques looking in the corner for Lewis. It goes off his foot and out of bounds. Chance now for Daniel to cut the lead to under 10. Kunaraj with the ball. Across to Villalba. Villalba gets it in. Safai in the corner. Kunaraj settle things down. 53 seconds in the first. We have a foul underneath. This will go against Rob Ramnouth. That'll be his first team foul, number 4 of the half.
Daniel Mack doing a good job of making some quick passes there, and we saw Rob Ramnouth get caught for over the shoulders there. So he was reaching right over the Daniel Mack player.
Daniel Mack inbounding on the base. They just get it in. Capina with the ball, and he's fouled. This will go against number 15, Luc Gasson, and that will be his first team foul, number 5 of the half. Again, Daniel inbound on the base. We've got 50 seconds even remaining here in the first quarter. We've got a good one from the Sisler Gymnasium. First part of our doubleheader. Capina with the ball. Looks to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, he creates a chance for himself. He goes up left, hander falls. Nice little move underneath.
Went up strong there. Tell you, there's a lot of size under that basket, so they've got to take their chances when they get him. He did a really good job of going up high.
Lewis with the ball. Picks up his dribble, kicks it back out to Olace. Olace to Jacques, 25 seconds now remaining in the quarter. Lewis guarded closely, uses his dribble, kicks across to Jacques. Nice dish to Gasson. Gasson push up on the base, no call, but he'll get the hoop.
That's right.
Establishing an 11-point lead.
We could see that clearly from here. He pushed right off with the arm, but there was no call.
6 seconds remaining in the quarter. Will Daniel Mack get a shot off? They do. It goes up and down. Huge basket, Kunaraj. That'll do it. Our score after 1 quarter of play, the Sisler Spartans 25, the Daniel McIntyre Maroons 16. We'll take a short break. When we come back, more exciting basketball action to you here on Shaw. Kunaraj to Gonzalez. Jimmy Gonzalez with the ball. Kicks it out to Kunaraj. There's Manny Skeeter's return to play. Ball goes inside. Ball goes off the glass. It's rebounded by Ernest Nordy. Nordy quickly advances the ball down the court. Great anticipation by Manny Skeet, almost getting the steal on what could have easily been a breakaway pass.
That's right. He certainly read that play, saw the pass coming from the other half, and made a really good defensive play. That's what Daniel Mack needs to do. They've got to anticipate some of these plays and create some steals and some turnovers that result in their favor.
Manny Skeet, one of the top players in the province, has also played many other sports, including football, and I had the pleasure of coaching Manny a couple of years ago at Daniel McIntyre.
And it's nice to see that he's still involved in athletics after he had you as a coach.
I was waiting for that, as with another great guy on the Daniel Mack team, JP Cardosa, and it's good to have those two guys out here playing, despite the fact that I had them under my tutelage. Now that the backstabbing attack has occurred for the night, we will continue on here. 25-16 the score in favor of Sisler.
It wouldn't be a successful evening without that.
I just have to always wipe up my back after every one of these games for all the blood that's coming from it. There we see a nice shot by Tyler Stakowicz, who drains it. Once again, 11-point lead for the Spartans. Now we're seeing some three-quarter court pressure. And there's a steal by Stakowicz. Gets it to Olace. Olace running the O. Kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis to Nordy, high post. Nordy brings it out. Looking for Olace. He's got him. Trying to work off the screen set by Nordy. Kicks it back to him. Nordy guarded closely by Safay. Gets it down low. Stakowicz. High J doesn't fall. And look who's waiting there. It's Marco Ferreira who's in the ball game. Now, Kunaraj against Olace. Nice pass to the base. Going up is Gonzalez after getting the rebound. He's fouled. Wonderful pass there by Kunaraj to find a wide open Daniel Mack player. And now at the line, number 40, Jimmy Gonzalez.
That's the passing that they need to do. As soon as someone's open, they've got to pay attention to who's open there, because it's only a split second a lot of the time. And it seems so far that they're taking just a little bit too much time, and they're not really keeping a good eye on the entire court. But that time they did, and it resulted in a player wide open underneath the basket.
That wasn't a mirage. That was our net cam, providing all this great action. There you can see the ball just falling off the rim.
Seems like there's a lot of, sorry Sean, it seems like there's a lot of movement on these rims, and that's why you're seeing a lot of vibration on those shots. And we've seen that with the Sisler side as well. A lot of balls that looked like they were going to drop in the hoop kind of rolled around and bounced out. So it seems like a very non-forgiving rim.
The rims of death here at the Sisler Spartan Gymnasium. We have a foul at the other end. This will be team foul number 7 against Daniel Mack. The next, that will put Sisler in the bonus. The next one against Sisler will put Daniel Mack in the bonus. 10-point lead, 27-17. And Carl Lewis at the free throw line once again.
Sure, periodically throughout the game, we're going to see Sisler apply that trap again. They like to do a full court trap, and one thing they did very well there was they double teamed and tried to put a lot of pressure on the person that was bringing up the ball. And Tyler Stakowicz did a really good job of taking away the passing lanes. That's ideally what you want to do in a trap, is you want to anticipate, see where the passing lanes are, and that's what resulted in that steal for them.
Almost a travel by Safay, that's why he gave up the ball. Can-Cam, who's in the ball game, again has the ball. Lewis, good ball movement here. Nordy, he's got Jacques, he gives it to him. Cross to Lewis. Lewis back to Russell Jacques, three-point shot, it falls. Count the tray for Russell J.
They left him open, and he certainly took advantage of that. Daniel's setting up their 2-3 zone, and one thing they have to do when they're setting that up is box out and not allow Sisler to get in for the rebound, because they're certainly outside, so you want to make sure they only get the one shot. If it doesn't go in, they've got to bring that ball down.
Full court zone working effectively for Sisler here. They've got a couple of turnovers, and now they have their biggest lead of the game, 14. Trying to add to it. Nordy, three-point territory. To Can-Cam, he'll take the three, doesn't go for him. He gets his own rebound, goes up strong, gets his rebound off the shot, spin around, doesn't fall. Lewis, huge board. Shot does not count because the foul occurred before he went up. And this may go against number 33, Solomon Safay. It does. And once again, that will put Sisler at the line. Carl Lewis
So we just talked about the rebounding of Daniel Mack. They've got to bring that ball down. That was 3-4 shots taken in a row by Sisler. So you've got to make sure you box out and you don't allow them an opportunity to get that rebound.
31-17 the score, 7:18 remaining in the second quarter. First shot of the bonus doesn't go. It's rebounded by Safay. Kunaraj setting up the offense, kicks it to Gonzalez. Back to Skeet from three-point territory. Doesn't go for him. We've got a foul, and this looks like it will go against Russell Jacques of Sisler. And that will put Daniel Mack in the bonus. Return to play for the Spartans, number 5, Mario Alace. He'll replace Carl Lewis.
Jimmy Gonzalez is at the line now, ready to take his shots.
There you see the net cam. Great thing we've added to our broadcasts this year. You see the miss by Gonzalez. The score remains 31-17, 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Olace drives the court, kicks across Stakowicz. His jumper doesn't go. Gonzalez with a big board at the defensive end. Kunaraj maintains control of the rock. He's working against Olace. He drives into traffic, gets into trouble. Nordy trying to get the jump ball. Can't hold on to it. Kunaraj hits the deck. Tripped over the leg of Nordy, I believe. And back come the Spartans. Nordy to Can-Cam, working against Skeet. That's a good matchup, but Can-Cam travels. And it looks like we're going to have substitutions both sides. The number 3 is returning to play, Mark David for Sisler, and Alan McMillan for Daniel Mack. Score remains 31-17 in favor of Sisler. Skeet goes baseline, wide open back door. Safay goes up strong. It doesn't fall for him. Nordy with the board. Nordy tried the early game, nothing there. Kicks it across to Olace. He's got a lane. He goes up, it doesn't fall. Ball goes off the hands of Safay. Crashing into our camera area is Safay. He goes up into the top row of the crowd. And the ball will go over to Daniel Mack.
I think the crowd appreciated that effort.
They appreciate not getting kicked in the head either by the players going into the stands. Referee just wiping some perspiration off the ball. And Skeet will bring the ball up court. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ball comes back across the court to Skeet. Guarded by Olace. Skeet working in. Now on Nordy. Picks up his dribble, kicks it inside. There's a wide open Gonzalez to the left. He puts it off the window and down for 2.
Again, Daniel Mack's doing a much better job of passing that around and creating a one-on-one, and they're driving to the hoop, and it's resulting in some points for them.
Nordy to Olace to David. Mark David with the ball. He'll reestablish the half-court offense. Drives in on McMillan, kicks it out. Stakowicz up top. Great ball movement by the Spartans. There's David on the other side of the court now. He's got a lane, tries kicking it out. He might have had it right to the hole, but back comes Skeet. Skeet going coast to coast. Victory lap and down. Baseball pass down the court, looking for a wide open Stakowicz. It goes out of bounds. Daniel Mack will get the ball back. They're down by 10.
Not a bad pass at all. Just went off the fingers of Tyler.
Skeet working against David. That's McMillan now with the ball. And we have a foul called against Mark David. 5:02 to go in the second quarter. Sisler making 3 substitutions.
So now we'll see Alan McMillan going to the line, but it's just a bonus situation, so it'll just be shooting 1 unless he sinks it.
In which case, he'll shoot 2. I think I've got my math figured out.
If not, I will help you.
Thanks, Missy. I know I can always count on you for something. Usually it's a cheap shot. Get a look at that uniform in the background as we see McMillan hit the first. We'll talk a bit more about that as we get a chance. It refers to the 40th anniversary reunion that Sisler is having this year. That will take place in November 1998. We'll talk a bit more about that as the broadcast goes on. Second shot is missed, but it's rebounded and put down by number 34, Ryan Capina.
Daniel Mack's cut the lead down. They now only trail 31-24, so 7 points.
Biggest lead of the game was 14 for Sisler. Olace to Nordy. Nordy almost loses it. Picks up his dribble, kicks it back out. Settling things down is Russell Jacques. 4:35 to go here in the second quarter. Nordy with the ball. Trying to get the ball in the low post to Rebnauth, who's double teamed. Ball back out to Jacques. Jacques to Nordy. Daniel Mack playing some very good defense here right now.
They certainly have stepped up their defense. They're denying they haven't had a shot yet.
Rebnauth goes up strong, but he's fouled on the play, and this foul looks like it'll go against number 14, Marco Ferreira. Yes, indeed, Ferreira gets charged with the foul. That'll be team foul number 9 of the half against the Maroons. Rob Rebnauth at the line. Get a look at the grade 11 player, 6 feet tall, built like a rock. Built the way a Spartan should be built. Proud and strong. I'm just waiting to see his trident in his net before he goes in the lion pit here. Second shot's missed. Skeed with the board. Skeed behind his back, setting things up. Goes across to Villalba. Skeed with the ball again. Ball goes inside. It's on the floor and it's taken by Olace. Olace working one-on-one against McMillan. He goes up. There's a collision, and it's an offensive foul. Alan McMillan stood in and took one for the team.
That's right, he established that position, and he definitely stood his ground because you can't move at that point. So he took the hit, resulted in the offensive foul.
That's something a coach likes to see because it's one of the hardest calls to get in basketball, and you really want to see a player get in there and risk the ball for the squad and take one for the team.
And it isn't an easy one to take because there is a little fear factor when you see someone driving at you.
Skeed to McMillan, back to Skeed. Good pressure here by the Spartans. Ball goes off the hands of Stakowicz and out of bounds. 7-point lead still for Sisler, 31-24. 3:35 to go here in the first. Skeed inbounds it to McMillan. Back to Skeed. He drives the baseline, goes up, shot doesn't fall for him. Capina with the board, but there may have been some collision from behind. We'll see who this goes against. It might be Mario Olace.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Sean. He came from behind and pretty much knocked the Daniel Mack player when he was going up for that rebound. So it did result in the foul. And again, Daniel is back at the line. So they have an opportunity to cut this lead and probably make it the closest that it's been so far in this game.
And this is a 2-shot bonus situation because it's now the 10th foul of the half against Sisler.
That's right.
Capina. Short on the first. Substitution coming back into the game, Solomon Safei. Capina with the second, trying to cut the lead to 6 with 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. He hits it. 6-point ball game, Spartans with the ball. Jacques trying to set things up. McMillan guarding him. Ball gets kicked out to Lewis. Quick pass into Can-Cam. He fakes the pass, takes the shot. It doesn't go, it's taken by Lewis. Jacques, 3-point territory. It in and out. Lewis with the ball. Great board.
Practically attacked the player for that ball. You could see the determination there. He wanted that ball.
Lewis gets up really well. And he anticipates well, especially on the weak side boards. You'll see that maybe tonight a couple of times. Can-Cam against Skeed. Skeed's giving him the tray. Can-Cam doesn't hit it though. Lewis on the turnaround, it goes. 8-point lead, Spartans. Skeed with the ball, full court pressure, Spartans. Ball goes to Villalba. Villalba against Lewis, back to Skeed. Safei, he'll take the jumper from 8. It goes, nothing but net. Solomon.
That was a good, strong, controlled shot.
6-point game again, 2:23 to go now in the first half. Jacques to Nordy. Nordy looking down low on the lob pass, but it's taken by Safei. Ball's on the deck, it goes off the hands of Daniel Mack, and the Spartans will get the ball back.
Well, what looked like a complete domination by Sisler early on in the game, we've seen because of Daniel Mack's defense, it turned out to be a very close game. So we're actually seeing an outstanding played game here by both teams.
Can into Nordy. Nordy drop step turnaround. It falls. 8-point lead one more time. Sisler. Skied to Safay. Safay getting trapped. Gets the ball to Capina. Capina. Ball eventually gets to Skied. To McMillan. Looking into the high post. That's Safay. He'll drive low. He goes up. Doesn't fall for him. Rebounded by Nordy. Good battle on the boards here tonight at the Sisler Gymnasium. Russell Jacques working against McMillan. This is a good guard matchup. Jacques calling for a screen. Then he gives up the ball to Nordy. Nordy from the junction. The J falls. Tough shot, Ernest Nordy. Full court pressure again by Sisler. Skied to McMillan. They run the clear out. They get the ball to Gonzalez down the court. It's almost intercepted by Stakowicz, but Skied recovers.
And Stakowicz doing a really good job of cutting down those passing lanes.
Gonzalez across to Skied. They skip it across the zone. Skied double team to McMillan. Good ball movement by Daniel Mack here. Gonzalez. Baseline Safay. He drives. There's the shot. It goes short. It's off some hands. And it goes to a wide open right. Capina, who hits it. Cuts the lead back to 8. We're under a minute to go here in the first half. 37-29 in favor of the Spartans. They've got to get it in. They do. Can against Skied. Can across to Lewis. To a wide open Can. Free throw line drives. Shuffle move. Don't fall. Fast break back the other way. Skied leading a 2-on-1. Skied finger roll. It don't go. Rebounded by Jacques. 27 seconds remaining in the half. Can. He goes up. 10-footer off the glass. Doesn't fall for McMillan with the ball. Will they play for one here with 20 seconds to go? We'll see. And they will. They'll try and play for the final shot. Ball slapped off the hands. Daniel Mack's got 10 seconds now to try and get a shot off. Safay. Guarded by Lewis. To McMillan. 5 seconds out. They have to do something with it. Skeed's got the ball. He goes up. LD3 that falls short. Quick shot, Safay, and he swatted at the buzzer. Stakowicz with the Voigtberger. And our score at the half, we've got a great one coming to you from the Sisler Collegiate Gymnasium. Our score, 37-29 for the Spartans. Stick around, second half action follows after this short break here on Shaw. Welcome back to the Basketball Attack. You're watching high school sports here on Shaw. Sisler with the ball. Carl Lewis up top. Kicks across to Olace. Stakowicz to Olace. To Lewis. Down low, Can. Turnaround on Skied. It falls for him. 10-point lead for Sisler. It's 39-29. We've just started the third quarter. Skied for Capina. Looking down low to Safay. Safay kicks it back out. And with the ball is Sarifa. Cross court to Skied. Bounce pass into the post, and there's a foul. Reach will be called against Bernard Can.
Well, we saw Sisler come out starting off very strong again. One thing that we saw early on in the game was them doing a very controlled offense, and we saw that go missing a little bit in the first half. But it looks like they're back and they're playing a really solid, very well-controlled offense, and that's what they're going to need to do in order to control this game.
Daniel Mack will get the ball back. We played just about a minute here in the third quarter. 10-point lead for the Spartans. Maroons inbound. Skeed's got to get it in. He does. Sarifa with the ball. Looks for Safay. Free throw line area. Kicks it back out to McMillan. 3-point territory. Ball's almost stolen by Lewis. It goes out of bounds and off the scorer's table. Daniel Mack will maintain possession. Skied tries to kick it across. It's intercepted by Nordy. Ernest Nordy.
I guess we expected to see that at some point. He should actually be really careful with that slam dunk, because when I used to do that when I played, unfortunately I got up so high, used to hit my head on the rim.
This could be another one. Lewis goes in, but Skied knocks it away, and he'll be called for the foul. Yes, it's amazing that they had the 4-foot rims back when you played, Missy. It's
I expected some kind of comment back after that.
well, you can't set that one without me putting it away. The crowd still on its feet here at the Sisler Gymnasium, brought to their feet by Ernest Norty, who had the major throwdown showdown here in the house. Third quarter, 41-29. The Spartans lead it. Carl Lewis at the line. He hits the first.
One thing to note with the Sisler Spartans is 4 of the players that are on the floor right now are in grade 12, so they're going to lose a lot of really quality players next year.
Skeed crosses the center court line, picks up his dribble, cross to McMillan, guarded closely by Olace, cross to Sarifa to McMillan. There's Safay with the ball, works against Stackwitz, goes high over top of him. Shot doesn't fall for him though. Ball advanced down the court where it's stolen by McMillan. To Sarifa, looking inside. Nice ball movement by the Maroons. The shot goes up by number 33, Solomon Sarifa. Or I should say Safay, but it doesn't fall for him and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Returning to play for Sisler, number 15, Luke Gasson. At the line, his team down by 13. It's 42-29. Hits the first. Cuts the lead to 12. Hits the pair. Nice free throw shooting by Solomon.
That's right. That's what Daniel Mack needs to do. That's an opportunity to shoot where the clock's not moving and there's no pressure on you, so you want to take advantage of that.
Norty drives in the lane, kicks it across. It goes off the hands of Gasson and out of bounds.
That was a good pass by Norty. He saw that he was open and unfortunately just didn't hang on to the ball.
Coach Scott Martin was not happy with that, and he's going to bring in Rob Renault the next opportunity, probably to replace Gasson. Olace goes down the court to Can-Cam. Can-Cam drives on Capina. Finger roll doesn't fall. Gasson with a board. He goes off the glass and down. 13-point lead once again for the Spartans. They lead at 44-31. Long pass down the court. Intercepted by Gasson. Gets it ahead to Can-Cam. Can-Cam gets it stolen from behind. Great play by Solomon Safay. He goes in. Finger roll. It doesn't fall. Collision. No call.
One thing Sisler needed to do was help out their teammate. They needed to communicate and tell him that a player was coming from behind.
Norty to Lewis. Lewis across to Olace. Olace working against McMillan. Spin move. Passes it to Can-Cam. Can-Cam up top. Norty drives in. Shoots it. Doesn't fall. Who's got the rebound? It's Norty. Goes up and he's hacked in the act. This will be foul number 2 of the half against Daniel McIntrye. It will likely go against number 33, Solomon Safay.
That's right, that's who it was called against. Tough defense, not much he could do there. He tried rejecting that shot, but got called on the body.
6:45 to go here in the third. 44-31 the score. And Norty trying to add to this 13-point lead for the Spartans.
Since the start of the second half, we've certainly seen a faster, quick pace in this game. It's been end-to-end action, so both teams going all out here.
An important game, not only in terms of the city standings, but also for the provincial rankings. Sisler is currently ranked 8th. Daniel Mack would have been 12th, but they only give you the top 10. An important game for them. If they get the win here, they would likely move back into the top 10 rankings. Skeed across to Safay, or to Sarifa, I should say. Skeed works in, guard penetration. He hits the jumper. Tough shot by Manny.
That's right, he was actually falling backwards a little bit, almost like a fadeaway shot, but he put that one in. Very important basket for Daniel.
Skeed almost gets a steal, but Norty kicks it across to Can-Cam. Drives in, collision. Finger roll doesn't fall. Rebound by Ramnelt doesn't go. And coming up with it is number 33, Safay, or correction, number 33. It was Safay that had the ball, yes. There he is again. He's got the ball driving in, kicks it across. And Kapina hits it. Ryan Kapina with another basket cuts the lead to 10.
Again, we're seeing Daniel Mack playing really, really strong. They're playing very aggressively, and they are not giving up, so they're making Sisler work for every single basket that they get.
Cam pulls up, his shot goes short, we have a rebound, and there's a foul underneath. It'll be a push away from the ball, and it looks like it's going to go against Rob Remnauth. Returning to play for Sisler will be number 4, Russell Jacques. He'll come in the ball game and replace Mario Olace. Safay inbounds on the base to Sarifa.
We're seeing some full court pressure again being applied by Sisler.
2-2-1 full court zone, trying to trap. Daniel Mack has to get the ball across. They do.
One thing Daniel did very well there is way to get out of the trap is by passing. You don't dribble through it, and they're trying to push him right to the sideline. So they're doing a good job by passing and getting out of that position.
Skeed, a very composed player with the ball, gets it into Kapina. Back to Skeed. Looks, takes, doesn't make. Ball's rebounded by Jacques. Some collision there. He now uses his dribble. 10-point lead with 5:05 to go here in the third. The Spartans lead it over Daniel Mack. They'll try and add to it. Nordy with the tray. The big man hits the one from long distance.
You certainly want to cover them closely underneath the basket, but I would not let him that much alone, even from the perimeter, because he's got the shot and he's capable of doing it, as he just showed us.
And he's got the ball now. After getting the steal, he gives it up to Jacques. To Lewis. Back to Jacques. Bounce pass to Nordy, left side. Goes low post. Cam goes up with a tough finger roll, doesn't fall for him. Rebound, and this will be a foul over the back. This will go against Solomon Safay. This could be his 4th. We'll have to see. Yes, I think it is his 4th. He knows it himself. You can see him signaling it there.
What he needs to do is box out and not allow Sisler to get inside to get that rebound. The shot was missed. He's got to get that rebound and not allow him in. As soon as he allows him in, he's reaching from over his back and from behind him. Usually that's going to result in a foul.
Marco Ferreira into play in place of Safay. Turnaround jumper falls for Rob Remnauth. Nice work underneath. Ball's passed into the middle of the zone, and then it's stolen in the backcourt by Nordy, who stays in bounds. Second steal in a row for Ernest.
Well, Ernest Nordy definitely showing his speed.
Not expecting the ball was Jason O. Going up with the shot. The Sarifa, it doesn't fall, and Jacques has the board, or does he? No, it goes out of bounds. Daniel Mack will get the ball. 4:02 to go here. Trailing by 14 in the third quarter.
I think both teams just need to settle down a little bit here. They seem to be rushing, and anytime they do that, it's resulting in a lot of turnovers. So they need to just slow down, control, start to run the offense.
Skeed hands it off to Sarifa. Sarifa brings the ball to the right side, bounce pass into Gonzalez. Across to Skeed. Skeed working against the double team, kicks it across to Sarifa. Skeed to Kapina. Back to Skeed. That's Sarifa. Shot doesn't go. Rebounded by Stakowitz, but he steps out of bounds. Daniel Mack will get the ball back with 3:36 remaining. They're trail by 14.
That was a good move and a good shot by Chris Sarifa. He was wide open. He took advantage of it. It's just not falling in that hoop. We see a lot of movement and bounce off that. Actually looked like the shot was going to go in, but it's just popping right back out. One thing,
go ahead, Mr.
Sorry, Sean. One thing I've noticed the entire game is Daniels had a really hard time of inbounding the play from underneath the basket there. They're getting it off just in time.
This foul will go against Rob Remnauth. After we saw a breakaway basket by Jason O, establishing the biggest lead of the game for Sisler. It's 51-35, 16-point lead for the Spartans. Ferreira to inbound the ball. Gets it to Sarifa. To Skeed. Skeed, auto 3, doesn't go. Rebounded by Remnauth. Jacques crosses the center line, sets up the half-court O. He'll take the 3, doesn't go. Nordy, can he save it? No, he leaps up onto the stage. Amazing athletic effort, but just couldn't get the ball.
Looked like he wanted to relax there for a few seconds.
Underneath, nice move by Kapina. Ryan working around the tough side, but he's left-handed. That's why he put it away. It was Gonzalez, I should say, with a nice move there. As we see Nordy with the ball, bounce pass, looking for, Stakowitz comes up with it. Remnauth just inside the three-point line, shoots it. Ferreira with the rebound. Sarifa avoiding the contact. Half spin move into the paint. And we have a traveling violation called. 2:41 to go here in the third. 14-point lead for Sisler, and coming back into play is Bernard Cancam.
One thing we saw Chris Sarifa try and do was go through the entire Daniel Mac team there. Everywhere he turned, there was a a Sisler player there. So that usually means someone else is open. You've got to keep your head up and look for the teammate that's open.
If you got 4 guys around you, you know there's someone open. There has to be. So,
mind you, with the size of Sisler, it almost looks like 3 trees that are around you, so you might not have been able to see.
Stakowicz up top to O. Jason O. To Russell Jacques. 2:15 to go here in the third. Cancam works in on Ski, takes the shot, it falls. And when Cancam hits that jumper, he's almost unstoppable.
That's right, he's got the height to back it up, but he's going up really strong, so he's shooting from such a high point. And it's falling for him, it's very strong.
This time it's Capina with the basket for Daniel Mac. 53-39 the score. We've got 1:50 remaining in the third. Cancam into Nordy. Nordy goes up, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Daniel Mac. That's Gonzalez. Sarifa. Ski, 3-point territory, fakes a shot, drives in, takes the J, it falls. Nice move by Ski to get the basket. Nordy. He's got a lane, he goes up into traffic, kicks out to Cancam, and there will be an offensive foul called against Ernest Nordy. (53-41) the score, 1:13 to go here in the third quarter. Substitutions both sides now. Some players getting a rest right before the end of the quarter. Just a reminder, we have another game following this one. These same 2 schools will go at it. It'll be the junior varsity teams. Junior varsity boys action to follow. The second part of our doubleheader here on Shaw. But right now, we got the varsity boys going at her. A great one here at the Sisler Gymnasium. Russell Jacques leading the 3-1, gives it up to Carl Lewis, hustling back as Gonzalez. Ball goes out of bounds. Daniel Mac with the ball, 54 seconds to go in the third. Ball stolen by Cancam. He's got a lane. Will he go up? He throws it, but it don't go down. Cancam with a board. Shot, 3-pointer, in and out. Rebounded by Kunaraj, who's back in the ball game. Kunaraj works around the screen. 34 seconds to go here in the quarter. Gonzalez, nice lane. It's another time we've seen the lefty go in and get the easy basket.
That's right, he's driving right to the hoop.
Jacques to Cancam against Skeet. This has been or actually no, it's Ferreira he's working against. Jacques, 12 seconds to go here in the third. Kicks it back out to Lewis. Lewis goes up, and the shot falls. 5 seconds remaining. Can Daniel Mac get a playoff here? Looks like they'll just hang on to the ball. Our score, after 3 periods of play, the Sisler Spartans 55, the Daniel McIntyre Maroons 43. We're going to take a short break when we come back. Fourth quarter action. Back to the Sisler High School Gymnasium. Fourth quarter action just starting. 55-43. Sisler leads it. Daniel Mac with the ball. Ball goes up top to Villalba. Bounce pass stolen. It's Cancam who comes up with it. Bernard Cancam goes in, and that's gotta be a travel. You even get frequent flyer points for that.
Looked like he changed his mind there. Looked like he was going to drive to the basket and decided to dish it off, but got called for the travel.
Ball's advanced ahead to Villalba. Villalba across to Skeed, who's back in the game. Sarifa goes up with a shot, it falls. Nice move by Chris. Cuts the lead to 10. So the lead has been hovering between 10 and 16 points here. Daniel Mac hanging in, but can they cut it and make it a closer ball game here in the fourth? We'll find out. Sisler doing a great job all around here, and Cancam looks down low for Stakowicz. It goes off the backboard. Stakowicz in trouble, and he steps out of bounds. Ball goes over to Daniel Mac. Sarifa fires it down the court to Villalba, goes up against the trees, and he's fouled by Ernest Nordy. Villalba will shoot 2. Nordy couldn't believe he had the foul there. 10-point lead, 55-45. 16 fouls against Sisler here. The next one will put Daniel Mack into the bonus, which is huge for them. They're going to try and score with the clock stopped.
Fred Villalba did a really good job of driving to the hoop there and forcing Sisler to take that foul.
Villalba misses the first.
The crowd's trying to throw him off this shot.
Hits the second, he goes 1 for 2 from the line, cuts the lead to 9. Players trying to sub back into the game. Referee's not allowing it. Right now we're seeing some full court pressure by Daniel Mack. Ferreira applying it against Nordy. Nordy has got across.
But stepped out of bounds.
Oh my, out of bounds trying to cross the court. We do have substitutions coming into the game now.
One thing Daniel Mack did really well there was they forced Nordy to go to the sideline, and it resulted in that turnover because he just stepped out of bounds.
Another substitution coming back into Sisler, into the game for Sisler. It's Russell Jacques. He'll replace Mario Olace. Ball goes to Sarifa. Sarifa dancing around the center line. Safay with the ball. It's on the deck. Safay gets it back, kicks it out to Ferreira. Wide open three-point attempt. Doesn't go. It's rebounded by Lewis, who gets up huge. Jacques working against Villalba. Jacques to Lewis. That's Nordy now with the ball to Lewis. Going down low to Can-Cam. Double team. Kicks it out to Lewis, who gets double teamed in return. Nordy to Can-Cam. He's open. Won't take it. Goes in. Kicks it back out to Nordy. Nordy up with a runner. It goes off the glass and down. 11-point lead, Sisler.
Well, Daniel again did a good job with the defense. Very hard to stop that shot.
Villalba across to Sarifa. To Skeed. Skeed to Safay. Safay from the free throw line doesn't go. Stakowicz with the board. Sisler with the ball. So Jacques creating an opportunity. Kicks out to Nordy. Looks for Can-Cam, and he goes with the easy layup off the window for 2.
That was a very good pass. He threw that over the defender, which led him right to the basket.
Safay looking down low. In traffic. Ferreira can't get it, and it's stolen by Russell Jacques. Jacques again. Up the court to Lewis. Lewis to Jacques. Across to Nordy. Sisler content to take some time, make sure they get a quality shot here, kill some clock with 7 minutes to go in the fourth, and another layup attempt, this time by Can-Cam. This time doesn't go though. Coming back, Sarifa looking down low, forces the pass, it goes off a hand and out of bounds. 59-46 the score. Substitutions in the game for both teams now.
Like Sarifa tried to force that pass, and because he left the ground, he had to get rid of it, because if he would have landed before releasing the ball, he would have been called for a travel ball.
Sarifa with the shot. Can-Cam with the board. Ball gets fired down the court. Olace, who's back in the game, takes a shot. Doesn't go for him. Coming up with it is Sarifa. Sarifa working, and it goes off his knee and out of bounds. Over to Sisler. 6.5 minutes to go. The Spartans lead it by 13. First part of our doubleheader, the junior varsity boys coming up next. Make sure you stick around and check that out. Ball's in the corner, Stakowicz. Nordy wanting it, but not getting it. Olace drives in, hits his foot, it's everywhere, and Olace gets it back.
Again, Sisler doing a good job of just slowing things down, trying to run the offense here, passing it around.
Olace going up, shot is rebounded by Safay. Safay can't hold on to it. Skeed comes after, passes it across. Nice play by Manny to get it to his teammate. Sarifa collides, and we're going to have a foul. And we're going to see this is going to go into, it might be Mario Olace away from the ball.
Looks like that's who they are calling it against, and he seems a little bit upset right now.
I missed that completely. I was watching the drive.
Yeah, we saw Chris Sarifa going up against Russell Jacques.
No, The fans are standing, as you can see, complaining about that call.
So I believe maybe a technical was called on that.
Or even an intentional. We'll see what the result is. 59-46 is the score right now, 5:56 to go. This could be crucial for Daniel McIntyre. If they can hit some points here, and if it is intentional and get the ball back, it could be as much as a 4-point swing.
So they have Solomon Safay shooting the technical foul.
He hits the first. Tough shot under pressure with the whole Spartan crowd here against him.
Certainly a feeling of being all alone when everybody's back at the center line.
This is the second. Does cut the lead to 12. And indeed, Daniel will get the ball. So looks like it was an intentional foul against Mario Olace. Ball comes in to Sarifa. Kicks it out, Skeed with a three-pointer. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Gonzalez. Right back out to Sarifa. Sarifa working against Lewis. Drives in, bounce pass. Gonzalez looks for Ferreira. He goes up. Tough hoop underneath by Marco. Lead back to 10 for Sisler. They have the ball with 5:30 to go. Nordy. Lob pass down low, goes off the hands of Gasson. No, off of Daniel Mack. Sisler will get the ball back.
Look like they're trying to pass it into Luke Gasson, but it eventually went off a Daniel Mack player and went out of bounds. That's why Sisler held on to the possession of the ball.
Lewis coming up with it, fires it across, wide open Gasson. In and out. Nordy with the offensive board. He goes off the glass, hits a key basket for the Spartans. 12-point lead once again for Sisler. Ball ahead to Safay, and it's stolen from behind by Can-Cam, but he's going to get assessed the foul here, and he can't believe it.
From our vantage point, it looked like it was pretty much a good steal, but I guess he got caught reaching in.
Yeah, it was right in front of our area here. Obviously, the refs have a better view than we do. There's a timeout on the floor. Our score, the Sisler Spartans 61, the Daniel McIntyre Maroons 49. Let's listen in.
Hey, be strong with the ball, because you know they're going for it. Stack, what makes you strong? Bend your legs. Okay, let's be strong with the ball. Bernard on those, just put a little touch on those passes. Okay, it's like this, put a little bit of art. Okay, first time down, we'll post up Bernard, enter to Bernard's side. Luke goes through, right? And then Bernard will have position in there, hopefully. Okay, let's go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Some good points there by Scott Martin, telling his team to hang on to the ball and be strong with it when they do get possession.
And the way to be strong is by using the legs.
Yes. And the crowd must be using their legs because they're pretty strong from a vocal perspective right now, cheering their team on. I'm sure they'll be on the case of Solomon Safay again, who's at the line in what appears to be a bonus situation, 5:04 to go. Safay hits the first, it crawls in. Good clean living. Cuts the lead to 11.
Well, they need every point they can get.
He hits the second one, cuts it to 10, 61-51 the score. Nordy crosses the center line, gets it ahead to Lewis. Lewis back to Nordy, now to Jacques. Directing traffic, telling Nordy to cut through and Gasson to come across. 4:50 to go. Nordy back up top. Down low, ball goes into Can-Cam. Good position underneath, but he can't finish. Lewis, though, helps him out by getting the ball back. Nordy goes up, shot, falls, but he traveled before taking the shot.
That was a good call by the officials.
10-point game, 61-51. 4:36 to go here in the fourth. Daniel Mack trying to creep back in this one, but Sisler's not letting it happen. Skeed. Gets it across to Sarifa. Looks underneath for Safay. He goes up and he's fouled from behind by Can-Cam. Can-Cam with another foul from behind.
And once again, we see Solomon Safay back at the line.
It's a third foul against Can-Cam. Team foul number 9 of the half. One more time, Safay's at the line. Gasson goes out of play. Solomon hits the first. Second.
So they cut the lead to 8. This is the closest they've been, I think, in this half.
And now they're coming with some full court pressure. Nordy to Jacques. They've already wasted 4 seconds here. They do get it across. Ball goes into the corner. Stackwitz up top. It's almost stolen. It is stolen. It kept in play. Nice play by Sarifa. Goes long down the court for Safay, but it's too long. Out of bounds.
It was a good effort by Daniel Mack. They got the turnover. They had to go with that pass there because the Daniel Mack player was wide open, but just a little bit too far.
That looked like a clean steal, but Chris Sarifa is going to get charged with a foul, and Coach Ian Hope can't believe it.
That's right, and this is very close to his 5th foul. I'm not sure if it is. It's 4th or 5th?
That's his 4th. So he's still in. 3:57 to go here. 61-53, 8-point lead for the Spartans. Jacques with the ball to Nordy. Nordy to Jacques. Cross to Lewis, now down to Can-Cam. He turns the ball over. It's on the deck. Who's got it? It's Sarifa with it. Sarifa goes up with a shot. Rebounded strongly by Safay. Puts the ball on the deck. He goes up in traffic and he gets swatted by Lewis. But there's a foul. Nordy with the body, it looks like. And one more time, Safay will go to the line.
He's becoming a regular at that foul line. One thing Daniel Mack's done really well is it looks like they've thrown Sisler off their style of play. Sisler at the beginning or early on in the game was showing a very controlled, passing it around motion offense, but now they're rushing everything and it's really throwing them off the game. So Daniel's done a really good job of getting them to play almost their style of game.
Safay misses the first. Daniel in a 2-shot bonus now for the remainder of the game. He misses the second. It's rebounded by Lewis.
And he got robbed there. That was in and out.
Ball goes ahead to Can-Cam. Guarded closely by Skeet. Can-Cam dishes it across to Nordy. There's a foul before the pass. And this looks like it'll go against number 33, Sullivan Safay. We'll see if it does.
Bernard Can-Cam went to drive into the hoop there, and it looked like the Daniel Mack players closed in very last minute, got called on the foul.
This will hurt Daniel McIntyre. Safay fouls out of this ball game. He was at the line almost all day, it seemed. 61-53 the score. 3:23 remaining here in the ball game.
How far your man is, come up on your man and deny the ball. It's okay to foul guys on the ground because we're not in bonus yet, right? So if you get beaten, go for the ball, foul your guy.
Coach Ian Hope, he's telling them because of the situation they're in with the fouls, they have an opportunity to take some when it's on the ground. So you don't want to do it when the guy's up in the air and get them at the foul line, but if it's still on the ground, you may want to try and deny the pass into them and get the foul.
So really what they were hopeful comments.
Oh boy.
3:20 to go.
Another bad comment by
3:20 to go, 8-point lead for Sisler, and Daniel Mack has the ball right in front of our broadcast area. That's number 10, Sarifa, kicks it across to Skeed. Skeed double team, back to Sarifa. Working against Jacques, creates a nice opportunity for himself. Shot doesn't go. It's rebounded by Nordy. Nordy facing full court pressure now. Kicks it across to Jacques. Man advantage situation for Sisler. Shot by Lewis goes long. Who's got the board? It's Daniel Mack. Ball goes ahead and it's off the hands of Sarifa and out of bounds. 2:49 to go. 8-point lead remains for Sisler. Ball's inbounded to Russell Jacques. 61-53 the score. 2:45 to go.
And Daniel doing a really good job of playing defense, and they've held Sisler for the last few minutes.
Russell Jacques with the ball to Nordy. Nordy being very patient on offense, guarded by Marco Ferreira. Kicks it across to Lewis, back to Jacques. Lewis to Nordy, trying to get the mismatch underneath. Shot by Lewis, doesn't go. It's rebounded by Skeed. Gets it across to Sarifa. Sarifa starting a break, looking for his teammate Gonzalez. He goes up and it falls! Jimmy Gonzalez with a basket and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to complete the three-point play. It's a 6-point game, 61-55.
Every time Jimmy Gonzalez has been in this game, he is driven to the basket with absolutely no fear.
We have a timeout on the floor being taken by Sisler. Let's listen in.
Patience, full. Okay, you understand? Patience. Well, then let's. Okay, look. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're just gonna run offense, okay? Stack, you're on for a loop, okay? If ever the ball's in this swing here, let's bring Stack up to the free throw line, okay? Now that might mean your man will clear on Bernard's one-on-one. Don't force it though. If it's pass, you go back to the post. Every time it's in this area, Stack comes to the free throw line, okay? Guys got that? Tough defense, block out right now. Let's go, guys. What's that? Just run regular offense. What's that? He's just gonna come up. Good job, Lee.
Matt Rendulic is the one in black. I don't know who the other gentleman is, but it's a veritable freak show here at the Sisler Sporting Gymnasium.
Those were quite the dance moves. As a matter of fact, I thought I saw you do that one social, Sean.
I did, but that was because I slipped on something. 61-55 the score. All kinds of great spirit here at the Sisler High School Gymnasium and great basketball action. This time Nordy with the rebound, 6-point game, 2:03 to go. Russell Jacques crosses the center line, gets it to Nordy, balls into Stakowicz. Stakowicz drives, kicks it out. Lewis with a 12-footer. It goes. 8-point lead, Sisler.
Again, Daniel Mack not giving up. They're still going to try and put this ball in the hoop, and they're doing a really good job of this.
Nordy gets the ball. This is a key steal for Sisler with 1:35 to go in the fourth. Nordy, go ahead, Missy.
Sorry, Sean. Sisler trying to get the ball into Bernard Cancam, but I'll tell you, Manny Skeed is doing a really good job of covering him, so he hasn't gotten the ball once in the last couple of minutes here.
And that's a good point to make, because we haven't been mentioning Cancam's name, and it's because Skeed is all over him. And that's one of the things that, it's good that we pick these types of things up, because it's easy to name the people that get the steals and the rebounds. But when a guy busts his butt all night on a player who's actually got a lot of height and size on him, you've got to reward him with a comment like that. 1:14 to go. 8-point lead. Sisler 63-55. Nordy looking to inbound. Gets it to Lewis. Back to Jacques. Jacques to Nordy. Nordy guarded closely and he's fouled. That foul will go against Chris Sarifa. I believe that is his 5th and disqualifying foul. Returning to play right away will be Alan McMillan. No, Daniel Mack will use this time to talk to its troops. And again, we'll see if we can listen in on the comments by Coach Ian Hope.
Let him hold the ball out there for a minute.
I'd like to thank the students of Sisler for putting up a very nice sign. It's one of the nicest things we've ever seen here. And so thank you to everybody here for the support. And we love coming here and doing these games. And just a reminder, we will be bringing you some more Sisler action later in the year as the girls teams go at it. Sisler and Daniel Mack later on this season on Shaw. Nordy hits the first, giving a 9-point lead for Sisler. We'll get the bird's eye view on this second one for Ernest. In and out. McMillan to Skeed. Skeed working against Lewis. Good D by Sisler. Gonzalez back to Skeed. Skeed's going to try the 3. Goes up in traffic and it falls short. Rebounded strongly by Capina, and he hits a tough turnaround. Cuts the lead to 9 with 45 seconds to go. Correction, lead by 7, 64-57 in favor of Sisler.
And Daniel Mack has to get the ball.
Skeed almost had it, and he does get it. Traveling violation called, I believe. Ball goes into Skeed, guarded closely by Jacques. Skeed across to McMillan. Daniel needs a three-pointer. There's an NBA trade, doesn't fall. Rebounded strongly by McMillan. He goes up short, he hits it, cuts the lead to 5. 25 seconds to go.
Again, Daniel Mack has to get up there and try and get that ball.
Nordy trying to kill some time. Fires it across court. It's taken by Lewis. Skeed almost gets the steal again. There's a foul. I believe this will go against McMillan against Carl Lewis with 11.8 seconds to go here in the fourth. Get a good look at Manny Skeed there. Versatile athlete. As you mentioned, Missy, he's played a great game.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of controlling the pass, not getting into Bernard Cancam, and that's a tough job to do because I'll tell you, at 6-1, we saw early on in the game Bernard getting a lot of the points for Sisler, but we haven't seen much lately, and that's because of the efforts of Skeed.
And Skeed gets the rebound there. 7 seconds to go. He might get a three-pointer off. He doesn't fall for him. This should be an easy basket for Capina. No, it doesn't go. Falls on the deck. Nordy comes up with it. Our final score, the Sisler Spartans, 64. The Daniel McIntyre Maroons, 59. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with a wrap of the first part of our doubleheader. You're watching high school basketball here on Shaw.